I just wanted to make a note for Mirage here that there is a bit of mistransformation in the package. His leg looks like this, and you're supposed to make it look like this. So basically, you just bring this. Let's zoom back out a little bit. You bring this up like that, then you fold this out so you can fold this down, and then this clips into here, and that is how you make his leg with a knee that can bend 90 degrees. So yeah, that's how you make Mirage's legs, because they are not transformed properly in the package, and you might think, why does my Mirage have such weird legs? And their legs are not weird, they just had to package him, they had to mistransform him so he could fit in the packaging better. I will say, there is one thing I disapprove of, and it's up in his shoulders. Like, in the movie, this wheel kibble on his shoulders, like, it was here, but it wasn't at this angle. Like, if they could have found a way to put one more hinge here so that this could have rotated in 90 degrees, then that would have been accurate enough to his screen model that I wouldn't mind. But as they stand, they're kind of literally just sticking out there in an unattractive and inaccurate way. So, like, we were one hinge away from a much more accurate Deluxe. So, I guess we can get into his robot mode. Hold on. I feel like my background is kind of washing out his colors since they're similar shades of blue. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so, like I said, I'm not a big fan of Mirage's battle mask. I wish it was just his regular face. It is ball jointed though, so it can move around quite a lot. He still has quite a bit of back kibble, although he does a much better job of covering it up than Bumblebee. It's still like his car mode, mostly folded up back there, but at least it's contained within itself instead of hanging down like a giant cape. His shoulders are on a hinge, and then there's a ball joint with range. There's a bicep swivel. His elbow goes 90 degrees. His wrist can hinge in and out, but it doesn't rotate because of the way he transforms. Whoop. And the way he holds his weapon, he doesn't have a transforming forearm like Bumblebee does, but he does have a gun that when you put it on his hand like this, it covers it up in such a way that it looks like it transformed from his hand. So I guess that's fine. Well, I feel like there must be something wrong with the molding, because like his right bicep swivel feels like it's not quite right. See that? Yeah, I feel like the mushroom might have some mold flash left over on it, or it's not perfectly round. Can I? Because like every time if I try to swivel it around, it feels like yeah, like I can twist it out like that far. You can see like there's some kind of issue here. Something is wrong with the mushroom peg in this bicep swivel. Not good, not good. That feels like straight up QC issues. Worth noting, the 3-pack cost $60. That means technically each of these figures was 20 bucks. That is somewhat cheaper than most standard Deluxes are these days, but I don't feel like that's an excuse. You shouldn't be putting out shoddy merchandise. Ooh, did I... What is that? Oh great, now I don't know how his feet go. Is that peg in? I see a peg, I see a slot. Ah, okay, that peg's in. Okay. Alright, so his feet don't seem to have any posability. Let's get to that. Is there a waist joint? No waist joint. Oh wait, yes, waist joint. Wow, it's blended in pretty well. Almost didn't notice it, but there is a waist joint. Hips. Hips have a ball joint, but the way the sculpt goes around here, since there's so many squares around, if you push at the wrong angle, you can create a pressure point that pops it off. He does not have that much range going outwards, although he can go all the way forward and all the way back, so there's that. There is a thigh swivel, although it it gets a decent twist, although it twists more outwards than it does inwards. Knee has that same detented thing that Bumblebee's has, so it really has like a 45-degree position than a 90-degree position. And the feet, because they seem to peg into place, don't have any of their independent movements, so his feet are just kind of like blocks down there. So like to make him stand, you got to be creative. Like he can pull it off, but his feet aren't flat while he's doing it. So yeah, not quite. I say the figure does look a little bit better than the Bumblebee figure, especially because some more details on his face, especially around his eyes, are painted in. Maybe it's just because teal eyes in a sea of bright yellow unpainted plastic is just really unattractive. But Mirage does look a little better, even if his engineering isn't quite up to par. But that being said, let's transform him into his vehicle mode and see how that works out. And here's Jazz. Oh, right, Mirage. Seriously, this is so totally Jazz's car mode. They just put it in Mirage's colors. I mean, yes, these are Mirage colors. Yes, but this is so Jazz. Like, why did they... I get that you're trying to make a civilian-looking car, so he can't be like an Indy 500 racer, because that would be off on the public streets. After all, this isn't Sonic X. But, why did you use the car mode that another Transformer is famous for? You couldn't find another vehicle mode? Maybe something that kind of had the shape of a race car? Something Lamborghini-ish? You had to actually step on another character's toes like that, Mirage? I mean, come on. Yeah, it's a pretty good-looking car mode, if I'm being honest. The wheels are kind of weird, because, like, the tires are gray, and they're just those crappy mushroom caps. I mean, at least Bumblebee's wheels were pin disc, and they spin really well. But this guy, like, these mushroom caps, I mean, he rolls, he has enough clearance to. There's no friction on here, but he doesn't roll as well. I would have at least preferred if they were like the front wheels where the cap is on the inside, but on the back wheel, the cap is on the outside, and that just, looks so unnatural and not real car-like. He has transparent windows, which are tastefully used, and much better paint matching on the parts of him that are molded gray and the parts that are painted gray, so, that's a good thing. He has his headlights painted, some details. Underneath, you can see his he's just kind of looking down his alt mode. Like, his chest does absolutely no participation in this transformation whatsoever. He's kind of one of those where his vehicle folds up and tucks itself away and then folds itself out and goes over his folded up arms and legs to make the robot. This is some serious QC issues hit me here though. Remember when I was telling you that the bicep swivel was a little bit stiff? I looked in, there's mold flashing in the mushroom cap of his right arm, which made it very difficult for me to rotate the bicep swivel the 90 degrees that's necessary for his transformation. I mean, you have to be able to rotate that bicep swivel in order for his arm to go into the right position for his car mode. And I had to wrestle with the figure to do that. It did not want to. Also look, the windshield is actually, like, the windshield wiper is molded directly onto the windshield, and then it's also molded onto this part, so it's continuous. That's a nice little touch. But seriously though, like it's a nice car mode. Although it does do the thing where, like, most movie toys where the vehicle's body is a shell that goes around the robot rather than something that incorporates the robot. And, it was plagued by QC issues, like a mold flash left on the bicep swivel, which is something I would expect from a knockoff Transformer, not an official Hasbro product. I mean, I know this is just a multi-pack deluxe and not something, like, not a studio series, but, just because you're at a lower price point doesn't mean you have to phone it in. So now that I've gotten these two guys out of the way, let's get to the whole reason why I got this 3-pack in the first place.